Welcome to the spectacular episode 4 of The Worst Show Ever. We are coming in with all the holiday cheer dangling in our faces. I am Paul Ward. No one question that, please. I'm Paul Ward, and to my left is the super fast-running, high-jumping...
Emily Allen!
She got it this time.
I got it this time. When you said super fast jumping...
Super fast.
She knew. She knew who you were talking about.
No, I questioned it, thinking, surely that's an introduction for Chris.
And to her left, of course, is the ever-blossoming...
Christopher Michael McDonald Suter.
Bringing a sexy side to the studio today. Well, we are just full of holiday cheer and bullshit, and so we wanted to share that
Holiday
with the
bullshit.
world. We've hung up the mistletoe and have practiced making out until our lips are chapped and sore. So
That was mostly Paul and Chris.
Hey, speaking of,
that shouldn't trigger anything.
we were talking a second ago about teachers. That's actually one of my questions about what, who was, when you guys were in school, and it can be any school really, college or not college.
Thank you for clarifying.
Elementary school. What teacher did you blow?
What was your worst teacher?
Oh.
And why?
Okay. I've had a couple bad teachers over the years for sure. But I was pretty convinced that this one had it out for me. This is when I went to Catholic school at St. Joseph's Parish School.
Mm.
Yeah, in a uniform every day. I was pretty hot. Yeah. And I had a class with her last name even makes it sound like she's evil. Her name was Sister Ellen Marie Hagar.
God.
Yeah. And she was just so unbelievably strict that and I don't know why, it just seemed like she had a certain favoritism toward the girls in the class.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you did too, I'm sure.
well, and I'm sure it was really, it was really inappropriate. I had sex with everyone. That, I kind of, started this rumor that she was sexist. Because she was just, she constantly seemed really... just fucking on all the guys' cases and was super, just super nice to all the girls. And I'll give you an example. This is what kind of kicked off the hatred I had for her in school. In 5th grade, we had this assignment. It was to help us understand, how to write descriptively. So we had to write a description of how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Super simple. She said, write it out. We didn't know what we were doing, so we were just like, okay, take 30 minutes to write out how you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So after writing it out, she then collected all the papers and brought out peanut butter and jelly supplies and said, now from your descriptions, we're going to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Well, everyone thought that this was some bullshit assignment. So it just said things that was like, slap the jelly, slap the peanut butter, put the bread on and eat it. And so she literally, I think my description was just something that was take a piece of bread, put peanut butter and jelly on it. It's peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And so she put peanut butter on one side and jelly on the other side and then looked at me and was like, now eat it.
Oh my God.
And I just got my fingers so sticky and I was so sad. And we all had to eat it. And all the guys, maybe that was a better way to say it. Maybe all the guys were just really dumb and rushed through the assignment because all the guys were just sad with their fucking peanut butter shame sandwiches. And
sandwiches.
And so we ate the sandwiches and cried.
It sounds like she wanted the Paul D a little bit. She was like,
how?
Eat it. I want your fingers sticky.
You got something on the side of your face. Let me. That's the sound of licking your face. Of an old nun licking a 4th grade or a 5th grader's face. Anyway, Chris.
Emmy Wemmy Puddin' Pie.
Oh.
Yes, Quizzy Busy.
What was your worst teacher?
This is a hard question because, believe it or not, I don't really know if in hindsight I was what you would call a good student, like a well-behaved student. So maybe I was a little harsh and maybe I was the problem. But most likely, they were all horrible and I was not the problem.
Are you just going to make noise no matter what you sit on?
It really doesn't
Absolutely.
matter.
Is that what's happening?
Can we just staple you to whatever furniture you're
Just putting you on the floor.
I'll find a way. Anyway, maybe my worst one. was one of my English teachers who I knew really didn't like me. And I was one of 5 Emilys in the class. And because she had so many students in the class, she couldn't figure out. She couldn't figure out which one was Emily Allen. So I just remember her like giving people really bad grades, and then inevitably when Emily would stick up her hand and go, "Why did I get an F on this?" And then she'd be like, "Oh wait, hang on a second." So she changed the grade, and then the next time papers came back, it would be a different Emily with this. And I wound up going.
So she was prejudiced against Emily's?
No, she was trying to whittle me out and find which one was the loudmouth blonde girl. But there were, I don't know, 60 kids, 50 kids. I don't know. There are a lot of kids.
In one classroom?
That's a big class.
Look, man.
It sounds like a poorhouse.
I don't remember.
Honestly, I was expecting
you
you to tell that funny story of that one teacher that kept kissing your knees.
No.
Another time.
But one of my teachers did get...
Whoa.
No! One of my teachers did wind up getting fired for sexual harassment. And when I first went into his class, he had me in the corner and he said, like, "Good work," and he slapped me on the ass. And then he kept pulling me out of practice for a musical or something to come have meetings with him. And he would, like, sit really close with, like, his knees between my knees or something. And I was so naive that I thought, oh, he's just a very nice teacher.
We're just palsing around.
But then it turned out that a lot of other girls went and complained and he got fired.
Oh my God. So you were the whore that was okay with it.
Right? And that's why he stopped hanging out, because he was like, she's too easy.
He was the English teacher I had after the teacher that I talked about before that was whittling me out. So it was probably in comparison.
God. Well, don't touch my feet, Chris.
I don't.
You always find a way every episode to inappropriately touch me. You're just like that teacher. Hey, so do you have a horrible teacher that you remember?
I do. I have.
I'm sorry.
Still getting you?
It's still getting me. Oh, little Emily, you were so stupid.
She was begging for it.
Should have seen what she was wearing.
Kept taking me to this weird place called Uncle Touchy's Puzzle Basement.
Anyway, that was a good laugh. I had 2 that were pretty bad, but one of them in particular, she was like super old. I had her. I don't remember what grade I had her in. It was math though, either way, and she was super old, and her name was Miss Tippy, and
yeah,
and she worked at Victoria's Secret on her downtime, selling like perfume.
Oh wait, so then
sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then she didn't have the tippy old piggies. Instead of tickle bitties, I tried to get Tippy in there.
You tried.
Okay, they're not all winners.
But for some reason, she was kind of mean to everybody. But for some reason, I don't want to say that she like had it out for me, but I didn't really make it super easy on her. But she would like she was one of those teachers where like you do not talk at all in her class, like unless you raise your hand, and most of the time if you raise your hand, she's like, put your hand down. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, she was not cool. But there was this one day where she was like, she was handing out a test, handing out a Scantron, and
now kids, Scantrons.
I wonder if they still have those. I imagine they do.
Maybe.
You're listening to the Prune Cast.
They probably just...
Your favorite assisted living podcast.
They just have everyone log in on their iPhones now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was handing out a test, and I didn't have a pencil, and I was asking the person beside me, do you have a pencil I can borrow? And she got mad at me because I was talking, and I was like, well, I don't have a pencil. Do you happen to have one I can borrow? She was like, I have plenty of pencils, but none that you can borrow. And I was like...
What?
So what am I supposed to do? She was like, well, I guess you're going to fail your test.
Oh,
Whoa.
no.
Yeah. And I literally stood up, and I was like, fuck that. And I walked out.
How old were you?
I don't know what grade it was. I think it was 7th grade.
Does badass have an age?
So too young to be standing up and saying, fuck that.
Yeah. And I walked out with the intention of going to the office to borrow a pencil and come back and kind of be an asshole.
I'll be honest, that would have taken all the wind out of your sails. It's way better for you to... What if they'd never seen you again?
I kind of think it would have been funnier, though, to, like, come back and be like, I got a pencil from the office.
It's pretty good.
So, but I didn't...
can sharpen it with the razor blades inside your vagina.
yeah, I didn't come back. So, there was that.
That's okay. Well, in the holiday spirit, I had to come to the Masters. Ooh. And lay before you my festive questions that have been plaguing my mistletoe-ridden mind, and more holiday puns. And so these are the gifts I bring to you.
Herpes.
What exactly is a mistletoe-ridden mind like? Are you just constantly wanting to kiss people?
Hey, Chris, did you bring a pencil? Shut the fuck up and sit down. Put your hand down. That's what I need to say every time. All right.
I like imagining now, because you said sit down, that everyone thinks that we're just standing.
That's really... And all around one mic in a very small closet. Yeah. It's hot and sweaty. All right, so anyway, in keeping with the holiday spirit, what would your reindeer name be, and what would be the reason you weren't invited to any reindeer games?
Ooh.
So,
okay.
I mean, because they're all the names, Donner, Blitzen, Cupid, like they're all kind of fun. They're a little sassy. Yeah. So what would your you got to have some kind of holiday spunk with your reindeer name. But what's your deformity? Obviously, you don't have a red shiny nose, but maybe you have an alcohol problem and no one wants you around. He always just flips the game board and pukes on someone.
Let me see.
I'll give you an example. I think my reindeer name would be Carrot. And that my problem would be that my horrendous breath makes it so that no one wants to have extended conversation with me in close proximity.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what that has to do with Carrot,
yeah.
But that's a funny name to me for a reindeer.
Okay.
Okay.
I like to think that my reindeer name would be Laser.
Oh! But why wouldn't you want to hang out with Laser?
Because I take the reindeer games way too seriously.
Yes! Oh! Touchdown! Yeah!
We're playing Scrabble.
And that's the 8th time you flipped the board tonight.
Don't be such a bitch, Comet!
Oh, I'm sorry. Vixen on her period again. Oh! Okay, Emily, what's your reindeer name?
I don't know. I'm pulling a Chris on this one. It's taking forever.
I'm gonna call you
tomorrow.
Big Eddie.
Big Eddie?
And the problem with Big Eddie is that he smells like wet cardboard.
I was gonna say I was between a couple, but I wanted to be called Chartreuse the reindeer.
Chartreuse the reindeer, but it has to be the reindeer.
Yes.
What's the problem?
Or the reindeer formerly known as Chartreuse.
Okay, what is Chartreuse the reindeer formerly known as Chartreuse? What's the problem with that reindeer?
I'm gonna level with you, Carrot. I didn't get much past the name, but the second that you said Big Eddie, the reindeer, that made me realize that the reason that I probably wouldn't get invited to the reindeer games is because Big Eddie might have one too many and get really aggressive and call everyone a little bitch.
Okay, maybe Big Eddie gets a little handsy during the reindeer games.
Big Eddie might not be allowed to anymore.
I think our reject reindeer posse would be pretty tight. We just go get drunk in a field and pee on things.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to the next topic, and keeping, of course, in the holiday fun. I don't know if you guys can tell, the naughty list isn't cutting it anymore. Good behavior, it's hard to come by with little kids. So I want to know, what Christmas story would you tell the children to scare them into behaving this year?
I know already.
Well, lay it on us.
The Krampus.
The Krampus? Will you explain the Krampus?
Oh, okay, hang on. I think... Okay, this may not be factually accurate, so we're going to go with it. The Krampus, according to Big Eddie, the reindeer formerly known as Chartreuse, boys and girls, the Krampus is like a Eastern European story of it was Santa's helper, but the Krampus is bad, and he comes for all the bad children. Santa comes and gives the good children presents, but instead of bringing them coal if they're bad, the Krampus comes, and I think he kidnaps kids and rapes them and eats them. And I'm pretty sure that's how the story of the Krampus goes. It sounds like something that would be a European story.
It sounds like something that was bred in
like
the dark
a Grimm
folds
Brothers.
of Russia.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So that's the Krampus, and if you're not good, he'll come and stick you in a bag and take you away to unfathomable tortures. So that's what awaits you, and that's why you cannot be naughty.
Okay. So, and you are a firm believer in the Krampus.
Krampus.
The Krampus.
The Krampus.
Okay, so what about you, Chris? What would you be scaring the naughty little children into believing?
I would tell the children that there is an elf that his real name has been long lost, but his now new given name is the Saltine. And
Sounds like a gangster. The Saltine's gonna get you.
yeah, and
All right.
the reason they call him the Saltine is because he goes, scoops up the bad little boys and girls, kidnaps them, puts them in a dungeon, and the only thing that they can eat for the rest of their lives is salt.
Oh my god.
I thought you were going to say saltines.
Nope.
Just salt.
Nope. Just salt.
Does the Krampus come in and then they tag team him?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I would
The Krampus isn't real. Stupid.
I think
It's real in my heart.
I think I would tell the naughty children that if they didn't shape up, Kim Kardashian was going to spit on them.
Ooh.
It's, in the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
All right,
Classy.
so
She always spits on poor children.
the final thing that's been plaguing my holiday mind. Oh my god.
Good or bad, it doesn't matter.
So the final thing that's been weighing heavily on me this Christmas is Santa has got to be sick of milk and cookies. What are you going to leave him instead this year?
An 8-ball of cocaine.
Oh!
He's got to get through that night somehow, man.
You were quick on that one.
Yeah, did you
You
already set out the Christmas Coke?
Yeah, and then I used up that one, and then I had to leave another one. Santa has a really high demand of cocaine.
Santa just keeps coming back to your house.
Santa comes every night for some reason.
I'd leave him a picture of his kidnapped son.
And say, you have 24 hours.
Yeah. Say, bring me more presents.
I wanted a glow-in-the-dark Nerf ball. You have 24 hours. I like that a lot.
The Batman voice. It's so funny.
Is his son Jesus?
Well, no.
No.
His son is Jeff.
I'm sorry, I didn't go to
You
Catholic school.
don't
I
know
don't
Jeff.
I don't know how Christianity works. The son of Santa sent for our sins. Anyway, I've gotta turn it over now because I know that I'm not the only one who's just been plagued with holiday mystery.
Speaking of presents, what as a child was your worst Christmas present?
I have so many. I think. And
This loaf of bread.
No, I think my parents were genuinely
It
like.
was a good year.
Got to eat for once.
Oh God, we were poor though. I think.
They spent all that money on that fancy Catholic school. You can't eat uniforms.
I think.
Why'd I go Southern? That was weird.
I don't know.
That wasn't even
Well, he's
Southern.
from
It was
West
just-
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
That's true.
You hit the nail on the head there. I think
Yes, it was
the problem
intentional.
wasn't with what my parents got. It's that, like, I've always been kind of a brat at Christmas, and I don't mean to be, but I just have incredibly high demands. And my mom, I think my mom, when she would get us Christmas gifts, had this mindset of like, this sounds cool, I'm gonna get it, and I don't know that much research went into it. I'll give you an example of two things that really stand out. One is that I opened a present and it said virtual reality ninja fighting game.
Oh,
Right?
as young boy child
Yeah.
would ever wish for.
But right, so
That sentence made sense.
but I saw that and was like, "Mom, that's the greatest fucking thing ever invented." And it totally caught me off guard that I'd never heard of this before. And the reason was, do you remember those little things where you would like put like this red thing up to your face, and you like push the little orange lever, and it would show you a different picture.
Yes.
It was a lot like taping one of those to your face, and then like I guess a pixelated ninja would just in 3 motions in the same position just slowly move towards you, and you would have these little sensors on your hand, and you just have to chop the air. And so, suffice it to say, it wasn't exactly realistic feeling, and I basically put it on and took it off about a minute later and said, "Thanks, Mom."
God.
So that was kind of a bummer, and it's because from the sound of it, I get where she was going. It sounded perfect, but in practice, virtual reality is still trying to catch up.
So she really had no way of knowing.
Right.
So it wasn't like,
She tried.
he's gonna love this.
Right. She didn't put it on and say, "Technology these days." No, she isn't some old bewildered woman. The other thing, and again, I think for someone who isn't me, they could have like really enjoyed it. But my mom got me a unicycle one year. And I was the most uncoordinated little fuck.
Oh my God.
And so I just sat on it and fell about 5 times, and then it sat in the corner for the rest of my life. And that was the history of the unicycle.
Do you know if it's still somewhere?
I mean, probably in the trash somewhere. I don't know. But those are probably, and again, not her fault, but those were some of the things that stood out because I had such high expectations. I was like, I'm going to be a pro-ass clown. And then I just looked like an ass clown, so...
There was a guy when I used to work at Advanced that would always come in, and he was always on a unicycle, and it was like
riding into the store.
Yeah, like it was a legit freaking unicycle.
That's really rad.
Yeah, and he would go like.
Is that
mountain.
rad? I think that's so freaking strange.
I think it's cool.
It's cool, but
Are you talking about those guys that do like the off-road unicycle?
That's what he does.
I've seen videos. Those guys, they'll like get on ledges that are like 10 feet in the air and hop around up there. It's terrifying looking.
I don't understand.
Some people like that's just their thing. They found unicycling. They were like, "Oh, I could do this for the rest of my life. I could turn this into an extreme action sport."
Yeah, absolutely. Emily, Alan?
God. What? Oh, Chris is cracking his knuckles.
I can't.
That
Now
is-
I've started.
Okay,
I can't
we
stop.
gotta stop.
I'm done.
I meant you have to finish, not stop. You have to complete the...
Well, that's
Okay.
what I did.
Let's all just take a second.
Wow. This is the worst Christmas present ever.
The worst Christmas present that I ever got, I really don't know. I started off strong, like I was going to answer the question.
The way that Emily hesitates, it just makes me think of my favorite holiday line that I love to drop, which is, "Christmas is canceled." I'm going to be pulling out that one a lot this year. Emily, why?
I'm making that a thing.
Yeah. So what was the worst present?
My uncle one year gave me a pair of his underwear.
Did you ever
That
have
was a good Christmas.
Did you ever have a parent meltdown where it was like, "Christmas is canceled"? Did you ever have that as a
No.
kid?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did
Which
you?
just got sad.
Me neither. I don't want to talk about it. Emily, please talk about your thing now. What's the worst present you ever got?
Oh, I think I was gonna ask, if you guys ever like had a temper tantrum when you were a kid at Christmas, because my worst present that I got also coincides with absolutely the worst breakdown that I ever had as a bratty little child. And I remember it was around the time that the
You deserve a smack in the mouth.
it was like 101 Dalmatians came out, and
dick.
I wanted one like a specific dog's stuffed animal toy, and my mom.
Was it Pongo?
I don't remember what dog it was.
Was it
Something
Clifford?
stupid. It was Clifford, the Dalmatian.
The big red Dalmatian.
I wanted the big red Dalmatian toy, and my mom.
Was it one of the 101 Dalmatians?
It was like one of the ones where
Was
they're
it
the
Spotty?
original 7. I don't know.
Was it Dottie?
It was probably Jewel, and I just don't
Was
want to
it?
admit that it's Jewel. Okay? Can we drop the fact that it's Jewel? So, of course I remember. What am I, a monster? So, I remember wanting this dog,
Okay,
and my
well,
mom.
That's rude.
Now so my mom gave me the box, and I opened it, and inside the box was like a huge Dalmatian stuffed generic kind of Dalmatian toy.
So not from 100.
No, it was not the one with the big creepy plastic eyes. It was like a cute Dalmatian toy. And I screamed and cried, and I don't think I was one to throw temper tantrums, but I did on this day because I was so set on that damn toy. So I got this other Dalmatian, and I had like a total temper tantrum. And I remember my mom just like being upset that I was upset, and then it turns out, as she never forgot this story because moms don't forget, but she told me later that she had gone out to all the toy shops and they were sold out of all of the Dalmatian toys. So the only thing that she could do, because it was coming up on Christmas Eve, was get a different type of Dalmatian.
If you didn't get raped and eaten by the Krampus for doing that, then there is no justice in the world.
It was horrible, and I feel like to this day like such a monster that I had such a bad
You are the Krampus.
Yeah, man. She really tried, and I was just an asshole. So be nice to your parents.
And to answer your
all the
topic,
young children that listen to the show.
To all you 6-year-olds out there, keep it tight.
No,
God.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure
The Krampus is waiting. He has high standards.
I'm pretty sure I speak for Chris on this, that I don't think we were ever such bratty little shits to our parents. My
No.
mom would have popped me in the mouth so fast if I acted like that.
She would have slapped the root out of you. But I don't know. And I mean, Mom, if you're listening, I might be wrong. I don't remember ever having that kind of meltdown any other Christmas. She should have just smacked me. That's it.
Coming.
That's
It
it.
sucks.
Yeah.
But I usually got cool shit. Like Furbies.
Yeah.
And Power Rangers.
So my worst present ever.
Crawlers.
I had a couple of. Okay, I've got two different instances. One of which, one year, my grandma, she always gets me really strange gifts. Actually, she's involved in both of these stories. She got me a chameleon beanie baby.
Nice.
Okay.
And like,
Wait, how old were you?
I don't know, like 8 or 9.
Okay, so it's not. That was when Beanie Babies were a thing.
Well, yes, but I mean, usually, like, you know, usually my family, they go pretty serious at Christmas. So there's like,
They go hard.
yeah, so like my uncle got me like a space heater, and like I've got all of these other bigger gifts.
Wait,
You got a
backtrack.
space heater for Christmas, and
You
that's
got
not the
upset
worst thing
about-
you ever got?
Yeah, you got upset about a Beanie Baby.
You got
but a
something that you
space
could
heater
play
is
with?
good? That's not.
No, not on. I didn't get that on that Christmas. I didn't get a space heater on that
No,
Christmas.
no. What I want to.
I
That's not
asked for it.
That's not. What kind of old man child are you?
They were.
Did you not have heat in your house?
No. Do you not remember that?
No. Oh, you meant as an adult when you moved to Charlotte and you didn't have heat.
I
Yeah.
thought you were
We
talking
were
about as
imagining
an
like a
8-year-old that you were
I
like,
literally
there's
just.
a draft in my
No,
room.
all you said was not that Christmas. You could have still been 7 or 10 or
That's what I
No.
was thinking.
young
that you
enough
were
to
some,
not have heat.
some old man child who couldn't stand the winter's cold that you felt in your old rickety bones.
But anyway, as a kid, I guess as an 8-year-old, I'm getting like PlayStation games and like,
Sure.
you know, other cool things. And then I just got like a beanie baby, like a chameleon beanie. And I didn't have any beanie babies. So this was not like.
You sound like a spoiled shit. I'm gonna let you know right
It was
now.
just one of those things that was like, this is really weird that I'm getting this. But thank you.
That's how you worded it to her.
I mean,
You
obviously.
tried, you old senile thing, but thank you.
That's kind of what it was. I was appreciative, but it was still like, this is kind of weird.
Okay, what's the other one?
She always gets me shirts with guitars on them that are
Awesome.
just like super douchey and way too big. Like she gets me larges and extra larges.
She's like, he'll grow into it.
Actually, Sandy has one of them. It's got like a bunch of different guitars on the back, and it says you can never have too many guitars. And they're always like I think the year before last she got me one that was like, it was like green, and it was a guitar, and it had green fire coming up from around it.
But this is what grandmas do, man. They find one thing out about you, and they're like, that's it forever. My grandmother found out that I liked Cinnamon Toast Crunch one time, and then like every time I met her, she basically put a giant salad bowl of
A warm salad bowl?
a warm salad bowl of freaking Cinnamon Toast Crunch in front of me, and I was just like, I don't want a giant bowl of soggy cereal every time I see you.
Yeah, dude. My mom did that for a while. My mom has always been like that. I mentioned like I don't know, maybe when I was like 16 or 15 or something, that I thought that penguins were like super cute and super cool.
Sure.
So like for the next 5-6 years, I just got an endless amount of penguin gifts.
That's strange.
It's very
That sounds
strange.
really cool.
Do you have
It's
like
not.
a storage unit filled with penguin paraphernalia?
Not anymore.
Oh,
I
Wait.
sold it.
gave that
I
up.
feel like when you lived at the house, you had a lot of penguin stuff. Is that you?
I mean, no, I
I
don't
thought you
think
had a
that
lot
was
of
me.
penguin Christmas stuff, I thought.
I do have a lot of penguin like ornaments because of
Yeah.
my mother.
That's
And
so strange.
Sandy made me a penguin ornament out of a light bulb.
Okay.
So,
So Happy Feet is your favorite movie.
yes, March of the Penguins gets me rock hard. Brings me to my next question. Super
Wait, you
super
getting
smooth
hard
segue.
over Morgan Freeman's voice. Perfectly plays into.
Actually, it's kind of funny actually what the actual question is. What was your most memorable snow day? In relation to me getting a rock hard boner for Morgan Freeman.
Is this the most memorable time that I watched the movie Snow Day? Do you remember this Nickelodeon movie?
Yes, with Cuba Gooding Jr. I think was in it. No, he wasn't. That was Snow Dogs.
You're right. That's Snow Dogs.
God.
Not quite the same.
I do remember it. My uncle got me that DVD for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
Damn, I never took it out of the wrapper.
Oh, but such a gem. I think the most memorable snow day is probably, I mean, I was really young, but I remember one year in West Virginia that we got 5 feet of snow. And I remember
Wow.
Like 5 feet made of snow? Or
5 giant feet.
you guys suck. So we got 5 feet of snow, and I went outside and like was walking around on the top of it, and immediately like sunk through, and I was just like, yes, this is amazing. But yeah, that was probably, I mean, just the freaking endless possibilities of having that much snow. And every year that we get a lot of snow, I like to think that this is the year, even in my adulthood, I'm like, this is the year that I'm going to build that giant igloo that I'm going to hang out in for months. And I just never...
until it collapses on you and you
right.
die.
Oh, or just, I get really lazy. I get about 2 feet stacked up, and I'm like, no.
I want to go watch Snow Dogs.
Cuba. So that was probably the most memorable, just because of the sheer volume. But I'm thinking we gotta build that snow fort this year.
Out of
I'd be into
the
it.
maybe 2 inches that we may get,
Hey,
Ooh.
dream big.
Ooh.
yeah,
I am not...
not feeling the spirit from this general
Yeah.
section of the room.
I'm really not okay with the pessimism that's
I'm sorry.
So,
coming from your
We'll
face.
steal all the neighbors' snow.
Emily, do you have a memorable snow day?
Yeah. When I was a kid growing up in Arlington, Virginia, my backyard had a lot of bamboo in it, and the neighbor kids would come over, and because of the way that my backyard was formatted, we had two big like little foresty things of bamboo, one on each side, and the weight of the snow would make the bamboo
pandas.
they'd make the pandas come out from the ground from their 7-year cocoons, and they would emerge
course.
into beautiful snow butterflies. Panda flies.
Big ass heavy butterflies.
Just imagine panda flies
Wings
being...
breaking off.
It's pandas with wings, but instead of their heads, they have fly bits.
Yes, it was
Those
like
sounds should paint a perfect picture in your mind.
it's like you were there. No, so we
Oh, get the shotgun, the panda flies are back.
and then we had we had panda for weeks. It was great. It was
There's
really
the
good.
panda fly feast.
And all the neighbors
That's
come.
what the roast beast is.
It's the panda flies. So, So we had all this bamboo, and it would fold over from the weight of the snow, and bamboo, like, you could have tunnels inside of it and walls and stuff, and we would just have really, really epic snowball fights. And so those were the best snow days.
These
of
were
my
the days
life.
of our lives. But was there like one day that was better than all the rest, or is that just a memory, like you would do this on snow days?
To be honest, she was drunk for at least half of her childhood, so it's hard to remember specifics.
Well, the only real memorable snow day, like specific day that stands out in my mind, was one when I was an older kid. I don't know what I was, but there was a day that I sat and I really hated one of the neighbor kids in a different neighborhood. And I made, like, really good ice balls, and I was chucking them at all the cars.
I like the idea of you just sitting and hating this person. This is what I did for the hour.
That's how I spent my snow day. Thank you, man.
Blistering cold outside, and she's just sitting there like, hate!
Fucking hate that guy.
Writing his name and eating the paper.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa,
No,
that's so
how
creepy.
you show them that you hate them. No, so anyway, I'm making all these ice balls, and I
That's a weird
pelted
thing.
his mom's car with one, and I think I might have.
Oh my god.
I don't know if is there I don't know that term, like a term of delinquency or something where it can't be used against you. I don't know what it's called. Statute of something. Anyway, limitations.
Liberty.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. So there's a Statue of Liberty that says that I have a certain amount to talk about this. But anyway, I might have done damage to the windshield. But I threw this ice ball, and I remember running off, and then I ran to one of my friends' houses, and we made it was like a fort or a snowman or something, but we were rolling huge balls of snow over all the neighbors' yards and collecting all of their snow, and then rolling it back to the mother base, and we had all of the snow. Pretty bad.
That's awesome.
So you were always a hoarder.
Yeah, I was definitely a hoarder.
Chris?
I had this one day it was we had a few snow days in a row, and everyone was snowed in the house, and finally this day the snow finally started to melt, so we were able to get out, and me and my brother were always getting into like stupid shit and just a lot of trouble, and he was getting a new fish tank, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna go to Walmart, do you want to go with me? And I was like, yes. So we went to Walmart. Turns out going to Walmart means, hey, do you want to go to Walmart and steal a bunch of shit for my fish tank?
What?
Yeah.
Like you got roped into some criminal shit.
Yeah. But I was a kid, so I think I was like 12. So I was like, big brother, yeah.
I was gonna say, it sounds like your brother was that cartoon character where he's like, Muggsy, put the items in your pockets real quick, and you're like, I'm not stealing, boss.
Whatever you say.
Shut up, Muggsy.
So basically, we go into this aisle, and he's like stuffing shit in his pockets and his jacket, and he's like, here, put this in your pocket, and so I put some stuff in my pocket, and somebody walks by the aisle and just looks directly at us and keeps walking, and I was like, hey, I think that was someone who works here, and he was like, it'll be fine. so and there's a camera like kind of off to the side.
You guys are really shitty thieves.
I know. Anyway, but he had done it before is the thing, and got away with it.
Okay.
But anyway, so
you know what that person probably thought? Those kids are, oh, never mind, those are fish supplies.
So we start walking out of the Walmart, and the security comes out, and they're like, please come with us. So we go into the office, and they're like, okay, empty out your pockets. And I pull out literally one plant. That's all I had, was one aquarium plant.
So you weren't even that good at this.
No, dude.
God.
And then they were like, and then they turned to my brother and said, okay, now you go. and he pulls out so much shit. It was unreal. He pulled out an entire like hood for a fish tank out of the top of his jacket. He had it in his jacket. And this is like a huge fish tank.
How do you do that?
Dude, it was kind of impressive. I mean, he had a huge puffy jacket, so you couldn't really tell.
Right.
But he had a huge hood, and this is like this fish tank is probably like 40 inches long, 40 to 45 inches long, so it's pretty long.
Yeah.
And the hood, he's got the hood in there, and he pulls out. He's got 2 bags of rocks. And like plants, and
it's a wonder that he could walk around.
That's
with
what I'm saying.
100 pounds around his neck.
He was do or die that day.
That's awesome.
So,
did you guys get your parents called or anything?
oh hell yeah! They called my parents, and my parents came and got me. They were freaking obviously pissed, and we had to do 30 hours of community service.
For one aquarium plant that probably cost 99 cents.
Yeah, but we
Holy
were
shit.
working as a team, I guess, and collectively we had that much shit.
Now wait, what did you have
But-
to do for your community service?
We did. We helped out at a firehouse.
That's rad.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But then there was this one day. God, my brother's such an asshole. We volunteered at a Goodwill, like organizing the toys, and we were like 30 minutes in, and my brother was like, "Hey, you want to leave?" And I was like, "Yeah." So.
God, you were just the worst sidekick ever. Like, I can't feel too bad for you because at every turn he's like, "Muggsy, we're getting out of here," and you're like, "Oh, okay, boss."
Exactly. So he's like, "Hey, let's go." So we left and came back. We were supposed to do 4 hours that day. So we came back like 3 hours later, and they had no idea that we were gone.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
Yeah. So we got them to like sign our papers, and we left. The toy section looked
Like
identical.
shit. Yeah.
Exactly how it did before. But they didn't care.
There
They
were
did
a
not even
few
look.
aquatic plastic plants missing, but other than that, everything was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think that I ever finished my community service.
Oh my god.
I might be a fugitive.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
I think I did 28 hours. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe for some reason I don't remember doing
There's
the full
some
30.
Wild West poster with your brother and your face on it. There's a bounty out for $10 whole to get these community service bandits.
It was pretty nuts. And the guy, the judge that was originally supposed to like deal with us, I guess, he was known for being like a super hard ass, and we were expecting like he's apparently
Prison.
he's like really hard on he's hard on children. God. So we were literally expecting our lawyer told us that we should probably expect 100 hours and possibly even like a night in like juvenile.
In the pokey?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
But it just so happened our judge was like out sick that day.
Oh
so
my God.
so the judge that we had was like super, I guess, more lenient, so we only got 30 hours.
Have you seen, there's this one thing I was watching. Did you ever watch any of those Scared Straight things?
No.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, dude, some of these on TV are just so brutal. I mean, you get these kids that are just little assholes who have done everything they could to defy their parents, and they're just genuinely bad kids. So they send them to like correctional institutes to have the inmates be like, "Hey, listen, if you keep on the path that you're on, I was just like you. You could end up like me. And like, this is where you'll shower. This is how you have to get naked in a giant group of people. You have to sleep with all these people near you. There's no one to comfort you. Your mommy ain't here, all this shit." And most of the time, like through the normal procedures, they seem like it's in one ear, out the other. Like, okay, they're rolling their eyes. They don't give a shit. There's always one crazy motherfucker, though, that they bring up from solitary just to give the talk. And like this one special I was watching on TV, it was this punk-ass little white kid who wouldn't listen to his mom. He was sneaking out. He was stealing shit. He was being such a little shit. And the whole time that they're showing him stuff, he's like, "That's cool, man. I fought people. I'll fight anybody. I don't give a shit." They bring up the crazy guy, and he just walks up to him, and he's got his fucking crazy eyes on, and he pulls out his fucking an orange Kool-Aid packet. Only it's like something generic. It's like Flavor Aid. And he walks up to the little boy, and he goes, "You my bitch now. And then he takes his fucking thumb, licks it, dips it in the orange Kool-Aid, and puts that shit on his lips and is like, that's so it tastes good when I kiss your ass. And the little kid just starts fucking crying and shit. There's nothing that's gonna make a kid shape up than being like, I'ma rape you if you keep acting a fool.
God.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think
he'll still be
maybe
in
they
there
should have thrown the
waiting.
book at you. Maybe they should have had Flavor Aid on your lips.
As soon as you mentioned, like, dipped his thumb in the Kool-Aid and rubbed it on his lips, I immediately thought of Simba. He is alive.
He's alive.
And I show him to you.
I know who you are. You're Mufasa's boy. For those of you who don't know, we quote The Lion King way too fucking much. It's maybe the greatest cinematic masterpiece ever.
It's up there.
Made. Yeah.
It's up there for sure.
Simba-san,
Yeah. God, I just had a question a second ago. Oh, how old were you guys when you stopped going to see Santa, like at the local malls?
No, wait, stop believing in Santa or stopped going to see Santa?
The fact that those are two separate questions bothers me.
What?
I never went to go see Santa when I was a kid.
I didn't either. I was terrified of him.
Oh, I think it's for very different. Hers was negligent parenting.
I know. No, we just
Santa didn't come to our neighborhood.
I was a bad kid. No, we just didn't do that. But I still got presents from Santa.
God, I imagine before you said that, I was just thinking you were probably like, Mom, is this one from Santa? And your mom was like, nah, Santa thinks you're a little shit. This one's from me. I had to work another job to get you this. No, man, my mom has always been really big into the family portrait. Like, we went to do Sears family portraits all the time. And not just that, but we had matching outfits.
Yes.
And all that jazz. So, like, we would go do that all the time. And one of the big ones that we'd always do is we'd get our Christmas turtlenecks and sweaters on. And as a family, sit on Santa's lap.
Oh my God.
And get our picture taken. And this was well after I believed in Santa.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
That was the thing, for
That's
sure.
awesome.
But I think I believed in Santa probably a bit too long. I think I was maybe like...
18.
Yeah. No, I think I finally kind of wised up when I was like maybe 8. Is that too old?
No, that's probably when I think I had an idea, maybe around 7, but 8, it was like...
It was cemented in. I was like, okay, I get it. There's no.
Well, if it means anything, Sandy's little sister, I think, still believes in Santa.
No.
Wait.
She's
How
like-
old is she?
Dude, she's like 12, I think.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
socially
know.
ostracized worthy.
I think that maybe, like, she might be at the point where she's, like, starting to doubt the fact that he's real, but she's, like, she doesn't want to believe that he's not real. So...
That's depressing.
Yeah, dude. It's very strange.
Yeah. I
So,
get you.
actually, that's one of the main reasons why her and I, like, can't really spend, like, Christmas Eve together, because she has to go home and, like, do all the Santa rituals with her little sister.
Oh my God. And I can't even imagine. You would be busting a gut all over. You've been like, you stupid bitch. It's never been real. Now, do you remember the big moment when you found out Santa wasn't real?
Yes.
Ooh, this was a big one that I wanted to hear from you guys. What was the moment that you found out Santa wasn't real?
I remember so vividly. I was lying in my bed, and my brother had gotten he got a bigger TV for Christmas that year from Santa, and I think like a couple days later he had done something to piss my parents off, and my room was right next to my parents' room, and my mom and my dad were I just heard my mom say something about, like, we spent so and so amount of dollars on that TV for him, and then he goes and does this, and I was like, oh.
You mean that was for one?
Yeah. So that was the moment. It was a
pretty
sad moment. It's a sad moment.
It's sad that it didn't come at like some doofy friend telling you.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Emily, what was the moment that you found out?
Mine isn't as traumatizing as Chris's, But I think everyone gets to that age where you kind of hear the rumors at school.
My mom walked in dragging Santa's body. He's real.
There could be only one. I had to kill him. Don't you see, child?
Much like the Highlander.
Yes, your mother and Santa have been in a battle lasting eons.
Is my mother the Krampus?
More
Oh
important.
my gosh, you are spawn of the Krampus.
This explains so much about my childhood.
Oh, this got
Why
real.
she was constantly putting you in a bag and raping you.
Well,
Well,
That's okay.
that's what all parents do, right?
yeah, right, guys. That's how you learn how to kiss, right?
Oh.
Just kidding. There was no kissing. Okay.
Nice.
So, no, anyway, so you hear the rumors and stuff at school. I'm pretty sure I heard some, or I started them soon after. But I remember one.
You would totally be the little shit at school
Yeah.
who's like, hey, guess what? Santa's not real. Fuck you.
Suck it. I used to go up to people and say, suck it. So, there was a closet that I wasn't supposed to go into.
Oh.
And, yeah, I definitely went in that closet. Because, well, I knew that I got stuff from my mom, but then I also got stuff from Santa. So, which is a good way to get him to not go in the closet, except if you're me. So I went in this closet, and inside, there were no presents. But I did find a whole label sheet of labels, and but they were, my mom had already written them out.
Santa skimped that year.
yeah. Yeah. So on it would say
Label
like
all you want, dearest.
it would say
Thanks, Santa.
to
I'll never forget which drawer the socks are in.
anyway, it would say like to Emily or to Pierce, who's my brother, to Pierce from Santa, to Emily from Santa, and there was a whole sheet of this, and I recognized the handwriting as Santa's handwriting, so I knew that it was my
Santa
mom.
always gets
And I
his
went up
S's
to her,
backwards.
Gotcha.
and I was like, I got you. I got your number.
Got you, bitch.
I was like, I know what you're doing.
God.
I just imagine now, like, your mom walks into a room and the big mob boss chair spins around. So you thought I was an idiot. You thought you could pull one over on the big Emily.
And I had my big white cat that I was just slowly
That's
petting.
what they called her back then.
The
The
big-
big Emily.
From Santa to the big Emily. It's nice.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
I think mine was way more generic. It was just one of those things where some kid was like, yeah, you don't believe in Santa anymore, right? And I was like, no, I'm not a big dumb baby. Yeah, I'll take my shirt off whenever you want.
A lot of your stories end the same way.
It's weird, yeah. I think I'm finding a pattern here. Yeah.
Explains so much.
All right, so before we close things out, I just wanted to bring you guys, this is a free-form Atrium poem that we're going to be bringing you that I want you to ever so sweetly tell your children as they wander off to dreamland. So going one word at a time and going
I knew it was going to be this.
and going to my left. I'm going to start things off.
That's you.
And thank you, Chris.
Oh. Do I get to just do it Peter Griffin style and say and and
You
Well,
know
you
what?
can't start it with and.
I want
And-
you to
So
you feel the
and
whole
it was the night before Christmas.
I want you to feel the holiday spirit, channel it, and we're gonna bring you this. And put on
Wait.
your best Christmas radio voice.
Wednesday is Christmas Eve. Ooh, so you
this
guys
is
are
gonna
hearing
come,
this,
yeah, this is gonna
the
come
night
out
before
on
Christmas.
Eve. Okay, so to start us off, the story is called A Very Atrium Christmas.
'Twas.
I said that I was gonna start things off.
You said to your
ass.
left,
Yeah,
and I am to your left.
Ass. I said I was gonna start and then go to my left.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
'Twas
And no, the
Hershey,
kisses,
before
my
sweet,
dentist
kissed
my,
inflamed
tummy,
and
peanut
butter,
was
sticky
all
over
my
nipples.
period.
The
Bologna.
Bagels.
tasted
Peculiar.
But
the
Anchovy.
strangely
felt
Right. Period.
suck
off
These.
chocolate
kisses
Please.
question mark
Christmas
Isn't.
real.
and this has been your holiday Christmas story. Thank you for tuning in. We hope it filled you with the holiday joy. We wish you all a very Merry Kwanzaa. We are out.